It's 7:03 on Thursday, April 3rd. We're at 58 degrees, going up to around 80 today. Some mist out there, storms possible later. Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
I'm Michelle Basch. Our top story, the Trump impact of sweeping new tariffs. 25% tariffs on all cars imported to the U.S. took effect early this morning. They came a day after President Trump announced tariffs of at least 10% on all goods imported from other countries to kick in a little bit later. Stay with WTOP for updates all morning long on how the stock markets are reacting, along with the latest news and analysis.
Meanwhile, a bill to undo tariffs against Canada has been approved in the Senate in a rare rebuke of the president. WTOP's Mitchell Miller has details today on the Hill.
Tariffs are a tax. Tariffs will hurt our families. Canada is not an enemy.
Virginia Democratic Senator Tim Kaine, a sponsor of the legislation that seeks to halt tariffs against Canada that are linked to an emergency declaration to fight fentanyl. Kaine and other Democrats say the tariffs penalize everyday Americans and businesses in their respective states. But most Republicans, including Senate Majority Leader John Thune, focused less on tariffs than on the need to maintain the president's executive order.
Ending this emergency declaration would tell the cartels that they should shift their focus to the southern border.
To actually rescind the tariffs, the House would still need to approve the bill, but that's not likely to happen. On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
New this morning, one man is dead, another is fighting for his life this morning after police say a dispute in Woodlawn ended in gunfire. Fairfax County Police say they responded to a shooting between two men on Madge Lane just off Richmond Highway around 1:30 this morning. The two got into some kind of argument and led to them shooting at each other. One was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. The other died at the scene. Police are asking anyone with information to call 911.
In other news this morning, fewer federal workers could be heading back to their jobs. A federal judge had ordered the Trump administration to reinstate fired federal probationary employees across the country at more than a dozen agencies. But now he's narrowed the scope of his ruling so that it only applies to workers in the 19 states and the District of Columbia, which had challenged the dismissals. Maryland is among the states involved in this lawsuit. Virginia is not. The government is appealing the case to the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Richmond.
Other fired federal workers could be heading back to the Internal Revenue Service. Roughly 7,000 probationary employees could go back to work at the IRS in a couple of weeks as a result of a court order. Jory Heckman is with our news partners, Federal News Network.
What they have been told is that they have the option of getting their jobs back, and they have the option of getting them back by April 14th, that day before tax day. That's up to them. That's an option they have. The other option is that they can voluntarily resign from federal service, but either way, they have to let the IRS know what their decision is.
And federal workers, we want to hear from you as you return to the office. What has the overall experience been like? What challenges or welcome surprises have you faced? How's your commute? Send us a voicemail on the WTOP app. Use the feedback button in the nav bar.
Local leaders are promising to push back on some of the newest federal spending cuts aimed at our local school systems. WTOP's John Doman has that.
Close to $100 million is at risk in Prince George's County under the cuts being proposed by Education Secretary Linda McMahon. And Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey says the county can't afford that.
A lot of these funds have been expended already, and this is reimbursement that's supposed to take place. So it would really be putting the county in a hole.
This week, the school system says it had to start freezing any spending related to COVID-era funding grants. Superintendent Millard House saying that's going to impact teacher training, school construction, mental health, and other services. The state attorney general's office says it's weighing its options. John Doman, WTOP News.
Coming up.
Why Gen X home buyers need more bedrooms. I'm Jeff Claybaugh.
Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.